So I just want to talk about work. I went through a job agency. It's like called vocational rehabilitation. So they're rehabilitating me into a vocation, which just means they just look around for a job for you, and then you go and work that job or whatever. And I'm hoping it'll be an easy job because here's the thing, like I don't mind working, but there's kind of no point in working if you don't have a wife and kids, you know? And even if you do have a wife, and if you have kids, you kind of have to work, usually. But if just even if you have a wife, there's still almost no point in working. Because, not that I don't want to kind of have a job and like go to work at least to have something to do, but there's still kind of no point in working because uh, I don't know if you don't have a wife or kids, it's just sort of like, well, you're just doing it for yourself, and that's kind of pointless, except to get like enough money for food and like a place to live. And if you're already like me and you're on government assistance, then you don't really need to work. But uh, yeah. Anyway, I'm still gonna get a job like beginning of January, is what they told me. They told me 2 months from like beginning of November. So sometime after New Year's, I'm hoping that I can tough it out. I've had a lot of jobs in the past, but and I've been able to work for like a long periods of time. So I'm a hard worker. I just lately I just don't see the fucking point. Obviously, because look at how fat I am. Look how fat I got. I used to be 190 pounds, and right now I'm 200, about 250 pounds. Anyway, yeah, I'm making music too, by the way, rock music, and yeah, and rap music. That's what I really like to do. That's what's fun to me is like making music. I have like 2K, almost 2K not followers, subscribers on YouTube. I have 1.9K on my music channel. I still haven't really made any like rock. I haven't really added like any like music to it. Like I have a little bit of music. I just sing basically right now. I haven't made a song yet though. Not really. Like I've made a few songs, but they weren't like very long or anything. And they were just kind of I was just kind of fucking around. Anyway, yeah, I gotta go back to work at the beginning of January. I don't know where yet, but they told me probably a call center, so I might not have to do manual labor, which might be nice. But a call center wouldn't be easy either because you got to call people all the time, and that would be like fucking annoying. Like you got to talk to like these people who are always gonna be pissed off at you, probably. Like anything to do with the general population is just like kind of fucking annoying. But anyway, uh, whatever. Some of us, like Tehana says, Tehana is another YouTuber who I watch. He's an incel. I'm not an incel, by the way, but Tehana is like this incel who's probably not bad looking or anything. He's probably normal. He sounds normal. He probably is, but he talks about in one of his videos about how you have to go to work or whatever, and like how some of us just are not built to work a 9 to 5. And I kind of agree with that. Like I'm not really like I've worked a lot of 9 to 5s, but I'm not like built for it. I'm not supposed to be working a 9 to 5. It's just how the society is set up. It's just what we're expected to do. So that's what I do usually. Uh, I just am not now because of the disability that I got diagnosed with or whatever. But uh, yeah, I'm just hoping to have like kind of an easy job for once. Because I always get overworked. Any job I have, I get like I'm always the one doing the heavy lifting, the hardest, the most minute, difficult thing. Talking to the customer that can't speak English, or the customer who's really pissed off. Resolving conflicts, building new things that people can't figure out how to build because it's new. Shit like that. Like no matter what, I'm always the guy they're looking to like do this shit. At any of these jobs I've had, like Walmart, this factory job I had, every job except for McDonald's, I think, because I was so young. Like, but even then, they were looking to me to make all the burgers like right away. Like I'm like that's like the most important job at McDonald's is making the burgers. And because if you think about it, like if you don't have those burgers, then you don't really have anything. Like everybody goes there to get burgers. So I was automatically thrust into making the burger job or whatever the hell. I was just like, you go do this. It's like, okay, I will. And then I messed up I messed up like 7 burgers in a row and I had to throw them away. And they got pissed, and I was like, okay, I didn't mean to. And it was like after I made like a bunch of burgers too. I was like, man, I made a few mistakes. Like, if you average it out, like I didn't make that many mistakes. Like, I made probably like 100 fucking burgers, and I messed up like 7 of them, which is pretty good. Like 93% accuracy or whatever, but they want like 100%. So, but I'm not a robot, so. Sorry, I'm moving my legs, so it looks like I'm fucking like humping the air, but I'm not. I don't know. I'm drinking coffee and I'm just nervous to talk about this stuff because almost, except for that factory job, I've always, even then though, you still have a boss who's like kind of looking at you like, hey, you better be doing your job. So every job I've ever had, I've had like a boss who's either retarded, thinks they're smart, or is very demeaning and domineering, or all three. And it's always just a pain in the ass to work for these people. And it's like, that's how bosses almost always are, it seems like. At least for me. At least for every job I've ever had. So you just got to put your head down and do the work. Like, yep, all right. I get that, but that's why I'm pursuing music, because I don't want to do this my whole life, And I went to I went to school for teaching, but I don't want to be a teacher. Like, I'm actually a pretty good teacher, but like I'm not like a teacher, I don't look like a teacher. Not just that, but like I don't know, I can teach people how to like, cause I went for Spanish. And I wanted to go for Japanese too, and Chinese. I just wanted to learn languages because I was good at learning languages, and I still am. And I find learning languages very fun and interesting. I've always liked the written word or whatever. I'm good at English. I write books sometimes. Yeah. But I'm not a teacher. Like, I'm not a high school teacher. That would be fucking miserable. So I went to school, but I never had any intention of like finishing it. I never told anybody that, but like I never had any intention of finishing school, just because I just went just because just to have somewhere to go besides my mom's house. I just didn't want to live with my mom's anymore. So yeah. Now I'm like 20K in debt and I have to go back to work to pay that off. But not just to pay it off, but to have like food and all that. Even though I have enough money for food, I just have to budget. But yeah, because of the government assistance or whatever. Look at that. Look at my arms. Like that's not even just the fat. Like I'm getting old. My skin's getting like uh, what's the word? Not like like it's like old people's skin. Like see how that's like it's like wrinkly kind of. I'm almost 31 years old. You can't really. I don't really look that old, but like here I'll shit. I guess I do look kind of old. I don't know when I started looking older, but sometimes people think I'm like 14 or 15 because I'm only 5'7". So they literally think I'm like a teenager, and I'm like, I don't look like a fucking teenager, okay? Like my face doesn't look like a teenager's face, you know. I'm gonna leave it there. Anyway, whatever. I'm not mad. Anyway, I have a job at the beginning of January. I'm not built to work a 9 to 5, but I do it anyway. And yeah. Here, hold on. This is
A lot of men are
Tejana.
trying to put on fronts. A lot of men are trying to act and, work a 9 to 5, even though they're not built for a 9 to 5.
That's pretty much what I'm doing. Tejana just said some men are trying to act like they're built for a 9 to 5 and like go to work and stuff. That's pretty much what I do. I just go to work and like don't care. I'm just gonna go to work, but I'm not built for it. I mean, sure. I mean, some people would say you're definitely built for it. You're muscular, but I'm more built to be like a fucking like hunter gatherer or like a farmer or something like that. You know. Like I don't know, or like some kind of like Knights Templar or some shit. I don't know. A samurai, that would be cool if I was a samurai, but I'm white, but like, or at least, or I'm Caucasian or some shit. I really don't know, but but yeah, Tejana's not wrong, man. Tejana's not wrong. He's talking about how some people are not built for a 9 to 5. I actually messaged my the vocational rehabilitation supervisor or whatever, the woman who's getting me the job. And I said, "Can you get me a job where I don't have to cut my hair?" And she didn't reply. She's probably thinking like, I don't give a shit. You're gonna have to cut your hair, or you're not going to have to. It doesn't matter to me. I'm gonna get you a job, but I don't care. I'm not gonna take the job if they make me cut my hair. And my hair's actually longer than this. It just got all bunched up because like when I sleep on it, it gets bunched up because I don't have like I need better food too. Like my hair would be like flowing if I had better food, but but I don't, so it's not. Anyway, my hair is longer than. Let me see if I can. My hair is longer than what it looks like because it's all bunched up right now. See, I gotta like pull it apart and get it up. Oh, see, it's even longer than that. I think. Maybe not quite, but it's like down to my shoulders. It's a little bit longer than this. It's just bunched up right now. You can't really see it, but anyway. Yeah, I love having long hair. I've never had hair this long. Well, actually, I have. In college, I had hair this long, but I didn't dye it. I actually dyed it, and that's why it's so yellow. Usually, it's black, brown, blonde, or red. Like it changes colors. But I just dyed it yellow. I actually dyed it white, and then it changed to this yellow kind of whitish color. Anyway, yeah, whatever. I don't really want to go to work because that was my point, though. Because my point is like I don't want to go to work And I don't want to work a nine to. I actually do want to go to work, but I need like a wife and kids. Like I need to have like a wife and then have children with her, and then go to work. But even then, like it's not like I'm not built for this shit, man. getting screamed at by a boss just to get a measly wage so you can support your wife who might cheat on you. The only thing that would make it worth it is if you had kids. But even then, you get tired of your kids or whatever. Like that sounds terrible, but after a while, you're like, you guys need to grow up and like, because if you're the father or whatever, you're gonna want your kids to grow up or whatever. I don't even know. I might have even had a few kids by now. I've had sex with like a bunch of women. I really don't know how many, but I'm kind of a rocker, kind of a rock and roll kind of guy. So I don't know. I just sort of a little wild. I'm not really wild, but like I actually am not very wild, or whatever. I'm actually very. I don't know if I'd say civilized, but like I don't know, strong, I guess. But just wouldn't say wild, but I've had sex with a lot of women. Might not look like it because I'm overweight and I'm not that attractive, but I am kind of cute, or whatever. So I don't know. That's what I've been told. I don't know. That's what women tell me. I'm cute. It's so stupid. I don't get some of these younger guys. You guys are gonna hate me, but like, don't hate me, okay? I'm not that bad. Some of these younger guys, like Shadow Realm 101, like he's 24 and he's like 6 feet tall. He's like kind of ripped. If he gained 20 pounds of muscle, he'd be able to beat the fuck out of me. Even right now, like I don't know if I could fight him, But like. Like even Shadow Realm 101, like his face looks fine, just like even that guy, like he says he's like a mental cell. And I'm like, I don't like I'm a mental cell too, technically, but not really, like because I don't I just don't accept it. Like I know what I mean? Like like sometimes I'm not like I can't have sex at will. I can't just woman appear and then I will fuck you. But I can't do that. But uh, wouldn't that be great? Just go, hey, come here, and then some woman comes up and you can just fuck her. Oh god, that'd be too much. I don't even wish for that. But anyway, uh, Shadow Realm 101 though, like I don't get his generation or something, I don't know. Even millennials had it pretty bad too, but not as bad as Gen Z. Like Gen Z, man, they're not getting any women. And I'm almost Gen Z, like I'm 31 and well, in January I'll be 31. So I'm like a couple years off of Gen Z or whatever. I'm barely a millennial. And I don't know, I just don't get these younger guys who are like in their 20s or whatever, These 24-year-olds, these like 26-year-olds. When I was 24 and 26, I was fucking, I mean, like, I was like, yep, I'm going to the gym and I'm getting ripped and I'm gonna go fuck or whatever. And that's what I did. And it worked. But some of these guys, they look normal or they look good. And I'm like, then they're not getting anything. And it's like, Jesus Christ. I feel bad for them. Even now, I don't accept it. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm still gonna get a girlfriend. It's been like a while. Like, I actually had sex a month ago, but it's been like a while since I've had a girlfriend. I've only ever had a girlfriend for 3 months. That's the thing. Like, I've never really had a girlfriend. I've just like dated women and like fucked them for like extended periods of times. but I've never had like a real girlfriend, you know? So that's the thing about me. Like it's always like a one-off thing, like whatever. It's just me, just through like sheer will, almost just sheer will. It's not just looks. It is looks, but like I looks max or whatever, and like it's just sheer will that I go from like zero women to any women at all. Like I don't even know how I do it. Anyway, and sometimes it just doesn't work, you know. Sometimes I just can't get women for a while. But yeah, but I've never had like a true girlfriend, you know. So it makes me really lonely and sad. So yeah. Anyway, so how did I get off? I got off topic. I was talking about work. Then we talked about Tejana and how he says that some people aren't meant to work 9 to 5s. And then I started talking about wives and having children. And then I started talking about how I get women, but like yeah, okay, I'm just backtracking. You know, I get women, I fuck them, but I probably had some kids, but nobody told me about them, and I'm never gonna see them probably because I don't know where they're at. But yeah, I don't know. I really want a wife, so I might. So that's why I'm getting this job, just in hopes of getting a wife. I probably it's so hopeless too. It's like I'm kind of a doomer a little bit. Like I'm a rocker, but I'm also kind of a doomer. And I just think that I'm never gonna get like a wife, but part of me thinks like I'm gonna try anyway and just get one anyway, even if I get divorced. Because I don't really give a shit about having stuff. Like people say you get divorced, raped, or whatever, you have to pay alimony and child support. Like yeah, but I don't really give a shit about money. I just want to have the like good experiences before I die. But anyway, yeah. To you guys out there who have maybe never had a woman, just keep going. The gym doesn't hurt. It doesn't work for everybody. Uh, Even just going to the gym just to be healthy is good too. But I can kind of get why you might want to give up. I kind of gave up for a while too. Then I had sex like a month ago, and now I'm like reinvigorated. I'm like, yeah, I'll go to the gym. I'm not gonna go to the gym though. I'm just going to eat healthier. Anyway, whatever. I'm done ranting.